So until yesterday we discussed about the lab options, how to start working on labs, okay, different ways available, and which way you can uh, perform the labs better. Okay. Yeah, so different methods. And then before that, it was vSphere, okay, vCenter, and how host, what is virtual machine, what is vCenter. Okay, all together makes a vSphere suite. Okay, slab. Fine. So then we'll go back to some basics. We'll try to understand how this technology has evolved. Okay, what was the concept they have taken and how they developed. So basically, the virtualization. Okay. So virtualization. We'll try to understand what is virtualization. Virtual means actual version of anything. Virtual means actual version of anything. Okay. There are a lot of examples right now in front of us itself. Okay. One thing is like very basic example. I used to say the mobile companies. Older days, it was only basic phones with a keypad, right? If you want to make a call to your friend, you need to press the numbers, hard press the numbers. That dials the number and it will connect to your friend. You will speak to him. Nowadays, that company advanced their technologies. Okay, instead of the physical keypad, they made into touch screens. Just tap on the screen without even pressing, same like old way, old method. Okay. However, it is executing the instructions in the back end. It is doing that, and it is calling your friend, and you are speaking to them. In both cases, right? It's the same, like you are speaking to your friend and by hard pressing the number, now it is just virtual keypad, just tap on it. Instead of physical, direct press the number like you're just tapping on it. Okay. The companies have taken the virtualization concept, they have virtualized that keypad into touch screen. Something like us also, like even before COVID times, it was a classroom class, like all people, all the students used to come here and directly I used to explain on the whiteboard. Now the situation is changed. The classroom depends on the available options have taken like virtual classroom option. Okay. The classroom is virtualized. Even before, if you directly come to the class, whatever I explain, the outcome that you are getting, let's say you are understanding what is virtual machine, what is ESXi. Even now, from remote location, via virtual class, you are able to understand. Okay. Same thing, right? Same output you are getting. Even instead of physical presence, via virtual class, you are getting the same. So my classroom is virtualized. And also, like if you write something directly on the physical notebook, you read it, you will understand something. Same thing if I write it on the notepad, right? If you read it, you will get the same output, same knowledge you are trying to get it. Same way, creating virtual, like depends on their business, people have taken their virtual opportunities with the help of virtualization. So my class is virtualized with the help of virtual classroom. Okay. I'm delivering the same classes even before and now. Same output, right? So companies based on the product they're making, they're taking the virtualization concept. Okay. They're improving the things, advancing the technology, and they're trying to market themselves. Okay. Even like if you see the product purchase also is virtualized now. Earlier we used to go to shop, select a mobile there, like based on the specifications available there, we used to compare with our budget and our requirement, we buy a mobile. Now just everything is online. Just you online, you verify all the specifications, buy it, it is directly delivered to your home. Everything is virtual, you don't need to go to the shop at all. Okay. So based on the virtualization, life made easy, technology is advanced, lot of benefits for the human. The same way, this company, when I was telling, right, like VMware, when they were thinking about why we are wasting so much compute power in every IT data center, IT infrastructure in that building, like whatever compute power, RAM, CPU, and spending more and more money on computers again and again, physical servers. Okay. So they thought about it and they have taken virtualization concept. Okay, how to virtualize a computer. If you have a laptop or a physical computer, however it works, why can't we create a virtual computer instead of using physical hardware all the time? So why can't we execute a virtual computer? So they have developed some algorithms based on virtualization. Okay. So with their skill, they were able to develop some algorithms, okay, to create a virtual computer out of it. But they need a kernel to make an operating system completely. The extra information, yesterday some briefly I was telling, right? Operating system means kernel plus some extra information. That extra information is ready now from this company. They have developed virtualization algorithms to create a virtual computer. But to complete this part, they need a kernel also. But at that time, they did not have people who write the kernel programs. And all. So that's why they purchased kernel from which company? Red Hat kernel. So from the Red Hat company, that means it was from Linux background. That means our technology was born from the Linux background, but our management is CUIM. You don't need to worry about commands. So even though they just contacted Red Hat company and paid some money and copied their kernel, Red Hat kernel, and they already have some extra information, which is virtualization algorithms. Together, they made an operating system. If you install that operating system on a physical server, and we can create virtual computers out of it. So the name of the operating system is ESX, Elastic SkyX. Stretchable. Elastic means stretchable. If you create more VMs, the resource usage will increase. ESX machine, create virtual machines. When you create more virtual machines, the RAM and CPU usage will increase. When you power off, and it will decrease. When you power on, it will increase again. So stretchable, okay, elastic. And sky they say unlimited, and x there is no definition about this word called x. So total they made it elastic technology. So elastic sky. After selling this product in the market, they have got some money, and with that money, so they started hiring some people who write the program for kernel, because they are paying money to Red Hat company here. Until they use this product, they have to pay to that company. So that's why they have hired people who write the programs for this kernel also now, after they get in money, because they started selling this product, people started liking it, this concept, and it helps for their business. So once they have hired their kernel developers, right? So they have developed their own kernel. So they named it as, they have named their own kernel VM kernel. Okay. And they have already that virtualization algorithms available with them only. The same virtualization algorithms used here. They made an operating system. Okay. So here the name this operating system as I. So Elastic X independent. Symbolically, they want to represent to the world that they are not dependent on Red Hat anymore, because they have their own proprietary kernel. I'll give time to copy. Wait. So VM kernel, this is their own kernel, and they have their already virtualization algorithms. Together, they made an operating system, ESXi. Okay. Was it just this topic or running notes? Okay, you can take. So ESXi, Elastic SkyX and independent. They symbolically want to represent that it's not dependent on Red Hat anymore. Okay, so but the features when you install ESX or ESXi works exactly the same way. You can create VMs, you can manage the resource RAM, CPU on the VM disk, everything exactly the same. If you are, ask us to write differences, just in the school, we write right in the split the paper and write it is available here, it is not available here. Kind of only theoretical differences we can see. So like ESX need more patches, ESXi need less patches. ESX is $100 more costlier than ESXi, something like very basic thing. As an administrator, if you are a VMware administrator, so you will not find 95% no differences. There are very slight differences. We'll discuss. Okay. Only in terms of networking, there is some difference between ESX and ESXi. Rest management is exactly the same. Okay, ESX and ESXi management is exactly the same. The way you install here on the physical server, create virtual machines, 95% same. 5% there were minor differences. Okay, and we don't even need to worry about that. It's ESX is outdated very long back. It's not in use now. ESXi is only in use. So earlier they used to give both flavors in the market. Once they developed ESXi, they were already selling ESX. Not to confuse people because maybe people think this is from different company. When name changes, obviously people will think something different company. To avoid that confusion, they were releasing both flavors, stating that both are our products and they were releasing both flavors. Okay, you can buy ESX or ESXi also, works the same way. Okay, like that. So it was creating another way of confusion to the clients, to this customer, to this company clients, right? So it was company something like, let's say vSphere is one technology which is providing like creating virtual machines and managing. Another competitor, there is another competitor like Hyper-V from Microsoft. Okay, these are two competitors, two different products, but works in the same way. Okay, like we have like HP laptop and we have Lenovo laptop. Laptops works the same way, but from different companies. Minor feature changes will be there. Same like here also, vSphere and its competitor is Hyper-V. Okay, so if I am only teaching vSphere and Hyper-V, and you are coming to me and asking, I want to learn server this virtual machine creation technology. Okay, server virtualization technology, and I'll be giving like there is vSphere and there is Hyper-V. Both will help you to create virtual machines. Okay, if you learn both, there are a lot of job opportunities on both the technologies. Both are easy, both are GUI. Something like I'll give. Then you will be confused again, right? You are talking to me and asking for a server virtualization technology. Server virtualization is this was creating virtual servers. Okay, and I'm giving you two similar options. You will be confused again. Then which one to choose again? From same trainer, you are getting two different technologies. I mean, two technologies which are similar. Again, you will be confused, right? So like that confusion. From the same company, two products, similar product again. That was creating confusion across their customers or clients, whatever it is. Then after some time, they stopped this version. After people realized that both are from same company, they killed that product. They are not releasing this version anymore. Only one choice, ESXi, and it's stable. Clear? That's the history of ESX versus ESXi. When I say host, ESX server, ESXi server, ESX host, all refers to the same word. Just think about physical server with ESXi operating system. Fine. So this company took the option of creating virtual computers. So they have developed their algorithms accordingly and they added the kernels here and together made an operating system ESX and ESXi. With own kernel ESXi, with Red Hat kernel ESX. That's the difference. Once you install that ESX or ESXi here, we can create virtual computers. And companies can run their business applications on top of these virtual machines. Understood? So that's the concept they have taken. And we don't need to worry about they have developed these algorithms, which technology they use, what were the programs. You don't need to worry about that. Customers will buy ESXi complete operating system from VMware, okay, and they will ask you to install it here. So the one which is already developed, we have to install it here and manage it. So you don't need to worry about its architecture. You need to know its feature, how it works. That's it. Okay. And it is very limited, like maximum, as I would have told you, 15 major concepts, core concepts, and 20-25 small topics. And small topics only we will be handling in day to day. Core concept, once when you are setting up new ESXi server, we will be involving on the core tasks, and main small task, it will be frequent. Fine. And we will be going through all the topics completely from the day we install ESXi, create virtual machines, manage them, and the features that include in vSphere. There are very important features called live migration, HA. Those features will help customer infrastructure a lot. So each feature will learn completely end to end. Fine. Any questions as of now? Yes, it's a recording. Any question? So
No, no.
history of ESXi operating system. Thanks. Fine.
EXS మనము సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. ఇది ఆల్రెడీ కంపెనీలో బిల్డ్ అయి ఉంటుంది కదా, అవన్నీ మనం చేసే అవసరం ఉంటుంది కదా.
ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయడం.
ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ అనేది ఆల్రెడీ బిల్డ్ ఉంటుంది కదా.
Then management. ఏదైనా ఇష్యూలు వస్తే ఫిక్స్ చేయడం, లైక్ వెన్ కస్టమర్ నీడ్ మోర్ VMs, క్రియేట్ మోర్ VMs. If that machine RAM is not enough, the machine is very slow because low RAM, we will add RAM. Disk space will be, they will be continue using VMs, right? So that C drive or D drive will be full, we will expand it. Exactly. Exactly. Fine. Okay. And even though it was built from Red Hat background, okay, and its administration is GUI only, graphical user interface. Even though it was generated from command line interface technologies, the management was made GUI, graphical interface. We don't need to worry about the commands. Okay. Maximum 5 to 6 commands we should know, and even you don't need to buy, even by heart. They will be available in Google. I'll give that commands later. Okay. In which situation we use them. Maximum 5 to 6 commands. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. Not that. Like when it is not responding from GUI, we use CLI and break it. Let's say this machine you are trying to power off, it's not powering off. 99% cases it will work. Very few cases it may not be not responding. Forcefully, something like you are stopping your shutting down your laptop, it may not be responding you. You hard press your power button.
Yes.
Okay, so such situations. Even power button is not helping, you will remove the battery.
Yes.
Definitely it will break there. Kind of situations we use commands. Okay, that basic commands will, once we are comfortable with this GUI things in the task, then we will go to maximum 5 commands, and we no need to worry about. Even you don't need to remember those 5 commands also. They will be available in some website. I'll show you that. Okay. We can Google it. And do you think is it fast or is it okay, like understandable?
Okay, it's understandable.
From remote?
Okay, no worries. I mean, understandable. No worries.
Yeah, thank you. Fine. So next we'll go to vSphere product versions and their competitors also. No. Before that, we have to discuss something called hypervisor. Hypervisor. So in my own words, In our case, just RAM and CPU. I'm giving this in my own words, okay, for easy of understanding. Like you can technically find technical you can Google it for the technical definition. Hypervisor, any product which will split the resources from underlying hardware to the virtual machines. Okay, that means you have a physical computer here, physical resources. Maybe server, desktop, laptop, whatever it may be. Here we have 100 GB RAM, Xeon CPU, let's say 1 terabyte hard disk. For your easy understanding, I'll say i5 processor. Any product which will split this these are physical resources. If you open this physical computer, you can see RAM, CPU, that makes total this much amount. Okay, physically they are presented. You can physically access, okay, this much resources. Now, any product that will split physical resources and assign it as a virtual resources. So here you are creating a virtual machine. From here, you are assigning resources here, right? Let's say 8 GB RAM, 2 CPU, and 50 GB hard disk. These resources are coming from these physical resources. Out of 100 GB RAM, we have allocated 8 GB RAM here, 2 CPUs, 50 GB hard disk. This capacity, these resources are coming from here. Normally it's not possible to split. మీ ల్యాప్టాప్లో 16 GB ర్యామ్ అంటే దాన్ని స్ప్లిట్ చేసి ఒక ఫోల్డర్ 2 GB అలా ఇవ్వడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ లేదు. Okay, so but here it is possible with the help of some product that is called hypervisor. Which product is helping us here to do this? Which one is helping us to do like this? From remote, if you sit idle, it's of no use. Like you're spending your time making, even if it is correct answer, wrong answer, always say yes or no, something. Give, let's say if it is irrelevant, just answer. Okay,
Yeah.
Don't mind.
Hypervisor.
At least this 1 hour you be concentrate on this class. Okay, so fine. So ESXi, in our case, ESXi is helping us to split these resources from physical resources into virtual resources. So whatever the resource we assign here, it's called virtual RAM, virtual CPU, virtual hard disk. Okay. So whatever the resources we allocate to the virtual machine are called virtual. These are physical. We don't need to mention as physical because it's a physical machine itself. Virtual resources. So the product or anybody who does this job, splitting from physical resources into virtual resources, is called hypervisor. So ESXi is an example of hypervisor developed by VMware company. Okay, so ESX and also ESXi. Even though ESX is not available, we'll just list it. Okay? For a few days we can understand that. And once this product was very huge hit in the market, Microsoft developed a similar product. Microsoft always try to develop a technology like which is very popular. Even like AWS is popular in cloud space. Then Microsoft started Azure, something like that. Okay. So like that. Microsoft also started similar technology and same kind of operating system like ESXi. They have developed one product and they named it as Hyper-V. Hyper-V. Yeah. So Hyper-V is an example of
hypervisor.
yeah. So if you are attending any interviews, there will be a common question even from this page. What is the difference between hypervisor and Hyper-V? Except the words similar up to here,
Yes.
right? So similar here. That's where if you are not aware of this thing, like will not be able to answer, even if they're worked in real time. If they're not aware of it, or maybe even if they know, if they're not aware how to present it, it's a waste, right? Basic thing. Hyper-V is from Microsoft. It's an example of hypervisor. Except the word until Hyper-V, their names are similar. So, but it's an technology. It's an example of it. Fine. Hyper-V is an example of hypervisor. Yes, please. Someone was speaking.
ಹೈಪರ್ವೈಸರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇದು vSphere ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇದು
Which one?
ಹೈಪರ್ವೈಸರ್ ಅದು
Hypervisor?
ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಹೈಪರ್ವೈಸರ್
Yes.
ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಮೆಮೊರಿನ
ಹೌದು.
ಅದು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ
It's not for personal use. It's for
ಮೀನ್ಸ್
business application.
VMs ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾತ್ರ
Yes.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು vSphere ಸರ್ vSphere ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ vSphere ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೈಪರ್ವೈಸರ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದಾ
vSphere is just name. The group
okay.
of VC, ESXi,
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್
PM, web browser. It's called web client. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಅದು vSphere ಅಂತ ನೇಮ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ನೇಮು ಇದು ಹೈಪರ್ವೈಸರ್
Hypervisor is a name. Just ESXi comes under hypervisor. vSphere is having vCenter, one hypervisor, one virtual machine all together.
ಸರ್ ಅದು VM ಓಕೆ ಸರಿ ಸರ್ ಅದೇ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್
Yes, labs will start from next week. Monday start.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಥಿಯರಿ ತರ ಏನು ಇರಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್ ಓದೋ
Theory
ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ವಾ ನಾವು ಥಿಯರಿ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ
Yes.
ಇವಾಗ ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀರಾ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಥಿಯರಿ
Okay, I'll share that soft copy. The theory soft copy I'll share you again. That will have it. Once you listen this class, once you read that theory, the soft copy or hard copy that I give, you can better understand.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್ ಓಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
ఓకే సో ఇందాక ఇది చెప్పిందా సో తను ఏమడిగిందంటే vSphere అంటే ఏమి లైక్ హైపర్వైజర్ అంటే ఏమి అంటుంది సో vSphere సో vCenter ESXi వర్చువల్ మెషిన్ వెబ్ క్లయింట్ అన్నిటిని కలిపి vSphere సో ఆల్ టుగెదర్ vSphere అని ఒక నేమ్ ఇక్కడ ఇందులో హైపర్వైజర్ కింద EXI మాత్రమే హైపర్వైజర్ కింద వస్తుంది సో నౌ vSphere is group of one vCenter, one hypervisor, one virtual machine, one web client. So ESXi మాత్రం
అల్వా సార్
yes correct. So not from only these two companies, there are many companies started this kind of technologies. The third vendor in the market right now is Nutanix. They have a product called AHV, Citrix, Zen Server, Red Hat, KVM. These many hypervisors are available in the market right now. Okay, but
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ
okay sorry I didn't get your complete okay
ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ
yes
ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಈಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೀಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಮೌಸ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ
fine
ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ
so we don't need to worry about how many virtual machines are there, how many people are accessing. One basic example I'll give, like you are using WhatsApp, I'm also using, like crores of people are using WhatsApp, but it is coming from maximum 1 or 2 machines. I mean, just example saying there may be hundreds of machines.
ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದ್ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದೊಂದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಫೋನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ದೊಂದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಫೋನ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ
Here also same. Like every employee will have their own laptop here, and he will be connecting to the application which is running here and will be working on it. He also will be connecting to the application. And also,
ಅದೇ ನಾವು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು.
yes,
we have
yeah, so employees will have their laptops. We are not thinking about like laptops desktop, right? They will definitely need laptop to work.
ಅದು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ವರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರೋ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ಸ್ ನ ಇವ್ರು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಇಂದ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊಸ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಓಕೆ.
Fine, thanks. It's a common confusion every time. It's a very good question, actually, valid question. So every employee need like laptop and desktop to access something, right? So it's needed. We're not thinking about that technology. So there is also that something like that. If you come, let's say if you are working for 3 clients at a time, 3 different companies at a time, or let's say you are working from IBM, they will give shared accounts. That means 5-6 customer vCenters you need to manage. That means 5 different vCenters from different companies, maybe more than that vCenters also. So from one laptop, how we manage? They will give virtual desktops. So like this virtual machine only, from your laptop, you will connect to that machine first. From here, you can log into one customer vCenter. Another customer, another virtual machine they will give. You log into this virtual machine. From here, you can log into another customer virtual. So for that case, if you don't have such virtual desktop, you need to have 5 laptops for one employee itself.
Yes.
Okay. To work for 5 different clients like that, instead of having 5 different physical laptops, they'll give 5 different. That we'll see, like it's called desktop virtualization. That point also comes at different. For that purpose also, there is a different technology. So, but we are working on application side, not on the end user side. Laptops. That's a valid question. Fine. If not clear, please let me know. If it is fine, we'll proceed. Okay. These many vendors are there. Okay. And out of them, the top vendor is vSphere because they are very stable compared to others and their features are very good. Management is easy. Okay. So if you see 100 customers across worldwide, if they are using this virtual machine concept using hypervisors now, right? Let's say hypervisor itself. These are all our examples of hypervisor. 100 people are using hypervisors and running their business on virtual computers. So 60% people will be using vSphere. It's not like I'm delivering the class and you try to prefer this technology. Even if you search in the Google, you'll find it. 60% market is occupied by VMware.
Yeah.
So the next biggest competitor, Hyper-V itself, maximum is having 20 to 25% share only. Yeah. So you can see the difference between first and second itself very huge because of product stability, features, the pricing all together. Yeah. So help customer support all together. All other vendors will have like 15 to 20% share. Fine. So like, it's not like that I'm giving or maybe VMware is presenting these values. There is something called Gartner. Gartner is a company who does the research across IT product usage. So Gartner report.
Sir,
Yes. Your question is not ready. Can you repeat your question, please? Mamata, I think. This was for the year 2013. So every quarter they release results like this. Okay, not this. This was 2013 image, but you can check for latest image. It will be like this. So every quarter, every year, all the quarters they release this market research. They'll research across worldwide the product selling, product usage across customers and all. They'll release this picture like this. VMware is the leader. in server virtualization in 2013. But you can check for some latest information. I'm not getting right out. Instead of wasting time, I'm just showing the old information. Second place, Microsoft. Okay. Third one, it is Oracle, then Citrix. At that moment. Okay. So now, so like this, you can check. Every quarter there is not only for VMware, they release it for all the technologies. Cloud, you can see here. It was which is 2015, July 2015. Okay, so they release for all the technologies across worldwide, SQL, cloud computing, okay, whatever it is, applications, SAP, every technology they release that results. Okay, that's a company across customers usage, they will release it, that results. Okay, you can trust that results. That's genuine results from the customers they collect it, not from the vendors. Like if they contact VMware, they can say like I have like 1 crore of customers. If you go to Microsoft, they can say I have 2 crore of customers. They don't believe the vendors. They go to customers and get this information in the market. So that's true value. Okay, fine. Okay. Any question here?
ఇప్పుడు ఈ టెక్నాలజీ వల్ల బెనిఫిట్ ఏంటంటే మనం బేసిక్ ల్యాప్టాప్స్ కానీ బేసిక్ డెస్క్టాప్స్ కానీ తీసుకొని దాన్ని హై కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ గా చేంజ్ చేసుకొని ఆ సిచ్యుయేషన్ తగ్గట్టు యూజ్ చేసుకోవడం కోసం
No. No, you are on the wrong side. అది పర్సనల్ కంప్యూటర్స్ మనం టార్గెట్ చేస్తుంది బిజినెస్ అప్లికేషన్స్ రన్ అయ్యే సర్వర్ కంప్యూటర్స్ నాట్ ఆన్ ద పర్సనల్ ఎండ్. అదే చెప్పాను, పర్సనల్ ఐ మీన్ ఇండివిజువల్ సైడ్ కాదు. నువ్వు చెప్పేది ఎంప్లాయీస్ యూస్ చేసే ల్యాప్టాప్, అక్కడ ఆ పార్ట్ కాదు ఇది. సో వాళ్ళు కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి వర్క్ చేస్తారు కదా అప్లికేషన్, ఆ అప్లికేషన్ సైడ్, అప్లికేషన్స్ రన్ అయ్యే మెషిన్స్ గురించి మనం మాట్లాడుతాం. అప్లికేషన్ ఎక్కడ రన్ అవుతుంది? ఎస్ఏపీ అప్లికేషన్ బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ లో వర్చువల్ మెషిన్స్ మీద రన్ అవుతుంది. అప్పుడు వాళ్ళ ప్రొడక్టివిటీ బేస్ చేసుకొని లెట్స్ 10 ఎస్ఏపీ మాడ్యూల్స్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలి, 10 ఫిజికల్ సర్వర్స్ కావాలి. అక్కడ ఒక ఫిజికల్ సర్వర్ తీసుకొని 10 వర్చువల్ మెషిన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఆ 10 ఎస్ఏపీ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఇన్స్టాల్. సర్వర్ సైడ్, నాట్ ఆన్ ద పర్సనల్ కంప్యూటర్స్. నిన్న చెప్పాను చూడు ఒకసారి. పర్సనల్ సైడ్, ఫర్గెట్ అబౌట్ ల్యాప్టాప్స్ అండ్ everyone needs laptop or desktop to work with. It's on the application side. Don't think about personal side.
సిట్రిక్స్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి దాంట్లో SAP ని ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి
Correct.
సో మనం చేయాల్సిన వర్క్ వచ్చి సిట్రిక్స్ అండ్ SAP.
Yes, correct. ఆ సిట్రిక్స్ అప్లికేషన్ ఒక ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు యూజ్ చేస్తున్నావు, నీ కోసం ఒక ఫిజికల్ సర్వర్ ఉండాలి, నీ కొలీగ్ లాగిన్ అయితే అతని కోసం ఇంకో ఫిజికల్ సర్వర్ ఉండాలి. అలా లేకుండా ఒకటి తీసుకొని వర్చువల్ మెషిన్ క్రియేట్ చేసి దాంట్లో స్ప్లిట్ చేసి ఇస్తారు. ఇప్పుడు ఒకే దాని మీద మీ ఇద్దరు కూడా వర్క్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. బ్యాక్ అదర్ ఎండ్
సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కి మనం ఇవ్వాల్సింది.
And these hypervisors which will split the resources from physical to virtual. Okay, so there are 2 types of hypervisors. Again, there are types of hypervisors, very important in day-to-day job. I mean, interview point of view, they will be asking. In day-to-day job, nothing to worry, we will work with one type of. Types of hypervisors. Okay. Type 1 hypervisor called bare metal hypervisor as well. Type 2 hypervisor called hosted hypervisor. 2 types of hypervisors. Okay, type 1 and type 2. Interview point of view, it's very important, and just for your knowledge as well, we'll see the difference. Two types of hypervisor. This is type 1 called bare metal. This is type 2 or hosted. Do you see any difference here? Any difference here and here? Both are hypervisors. Okay. In type 1 hypervisor, the type 1 hypervisor is directly installed on the physical machine. Physical machine means iron box, like completely made up of iron, okay, iron material. That's what direct metal. Iron is nothing but it's a metal, right? So directly on the metal. Bare means direct communication on the metal. So it's a physical computer. The hypervisor is directly installed on the computer, physical computer, without anything. Directly we install this hypervisor product on the physical machine. So directly we are contacting the metal. That's why they named it as bare metal hypervisor. And then on top of that, we can create virtual machines. We can install Windows or Linux, anything you want here. And top of that, applications will be running. Let's say your calculator application is running. Okay, for simple example. Okay, you are trying to execute what is this value from this application. When you send this instruction via this application, it has where it should execute. It should execute on the physical resources. Physical CPU is available here on the physical server. That means it has to cross this operating system layer. It has to cross this hypervisor layer. Then it can reach the physical hardware. Execute the instruction. While showing the result again, it has to cross hypervisor layer, it has to cross OS layer, and then on the application it will show output. So that means if you want to execute any application here, it has to cross OS layer. That is, what OS is it? Guest OS. Guest OS. Okay. Guest, it has to cross guest OS layer. It has to cross host, then reach the hardware. Execute and that means hypervisor is directly contacting with the metal here, bare metal. That's why named as bare metal. Okay. It has to cross two layers and reach the hardware and execute, then show the result back again. Let's say this was executed in 1 minute, just for example. Okay, total process took 1 minute to execute this instruction. Now we'll go to hosted hypervisor now. Here, hypervisor cannot talk to the hardware directly. Okay. Here it needs some other operating system help, someone else help to talk to the hardware. It's like Windows install first Windows or Linux operating system on top of physical machine, then install that hypervisor. On top of that, you can create virtual machine, then application. So it is depending on somebody. Somebody is helping this hypervisor to run on the hardware. That's why it's named as hosted hypervisor. Yeah, good question coming to you. Okay, so it needs someone else operating system help to reach the hardware. So here, if you execute the same instruction here on this application from type 2 hypervisor, it has to cross this layer here, operating system, hypervisor, another operating system, then reach the hardware. 3 layers. And again, to show the result back, 3 layers it has to come. It will take some, let's say 5 minutes to execute it because there is one more layer. Even though there is just 2 layers here or 3 layers here, 1 layer difference. But the way you get the performance, okay, is huge difference in performance. Output you will get after 5 minutes. Here just 1 minute. Okay. it is not a proficient, it's not an efficient product for running the business application. So to run any business application, type 1 is preferred. It is the efficient product to run the business applications. Type 1 is preferred. No one will use type 2 to run the business application. It is just for personal learning. Something like you need 3 laptops to work together. Some project application you need to install on one machine, website database you need to install on another machine, website is on another machine. You want to test connection between these 3. You don't have 3 laptops now. In one laptop itself, install Windows, install type 2 hypervisor, create 3 different what? VMs, install website here, install application here, install database here, and you can work together. You can complete your research, learning, whatever it is. Okay, it's for personal use only we use. For research and development or just personal use we use. Okay, it's not good for production application, business applications. Okay, nobody will use type 2 for business applications. Type 1 was only preferred. Is it clear, Manju? Type 1 is high efficient product for business applications. Fine. It's for personal use only, type 2. No one will use type 2. Correct. Bare metal. They will be directly asking like what are the types of hypervisor and what is the difference between them. Okay. You can clearly explain this one. Type bare metal hypervisor and hosted hypervisor. Bare metal, the hypervisor directly talks to the hardware and execute, and hosted hypervisor, it needs someone else, some other operating system help to execute on the hardware. So type 1 is preferred to run the business application. Just 2 lines like that, whatever. Okay, you just write like just explain it fastly. I just 2 lines I have explained, right? You can just play the video again and just make note of those things. Okay. And even when you are listening the class again from the recorded session, wherever I'm saying in interview point of question, they will ask question like this and we have to answer like this. Make note of those points, write and prepare a notebook. Okay. At the end of your notes, write all the interview questions, like keep separately. It will help you to prepare for interviews. Okay. Now, right now itself, maybe today 2 to 3 interview questions we have got. Okay. These questions only they will ask. Okay, normal. Fine, clear.
Yeah.
And we will see the examples of type 1 and examples of type 2 and all the other vendors like we discussed right today. Nutanix, Citrix, Hyper-V. So which company has what kind of product and which is doing good in the market. That comparison we'll see tomorrow. These screens also I'll share in the WhatsApp group itself. You can share them.